Adventure abounds in the action-packed Diesel Arcana world of Bana, where magic is tempered by science and daily life is shaped by incredible magically engineered inventions. The government of the Commonwealth and the ethically questionable syndicates compete for the hearts and souls of the people, while you and your fellow freelancers work from the shadows to defend and serve the Commonwealth, or to sell your skills to the highest bidder. In a world where vat-grown elemental motes power the machinery of industry and war, and the demiplane of the void holds secrets beyond imagination, you will find yourself at the crossroads of fortune and fate. As a lancer, you embrace the unpredictability of Banor, taking on dangerous assignments and facing the unknown with steely resolve. The sprawling city of Rinmark lies at the heart of this Ethertech empire, where tall aeroships glide among the skyscrapers, and the lower levels of the city echo with the sounds of forging elemental cores. But behind the glimmering facade, dark forces plot, ancient entities lurk at the periphery, and the very balance of power teeters on a knife's edge. As you delve into the secrets of this world and uncover the mysteries of ancient artifacts, your paths will cross with other intriguing personalities from around the world. From government agents to shadowy criminals, from elemental savants to curious outsiders, your choices will shape the destiny of the Commonwealth and define your place in this world of both machine and magic. Embrace your role, harness the elements, and let the adventure unfold in the pulsating heart of the strange and grim.
-2. I always forget about my stinger.
Did you forget about the stinger?
One of these days, I will remember the stinger. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the fifth episode of Strange and Grim. I am Matt Everhart, the designer and author of this game, and working in concert with Luke Guy Gaxx and Gaxx Worx to get it to production. For right now, this is sort of a playtest / demo / informative stream over the last five episodes. After the last 4 episodes, this is number 5. Just to kind of give everybody an idea of what we have in mind and in store for this game setting. So welcome back. If you're joining us for the first time, there's 4 VODs back on our YouTube channel that you can check out and get caught up. Obviously not right now. It's a little late for that at the moment. But we are here today to finish out the High Life adventure that involves our freelancers running around the streets of Rinmark, trying to find the source of a deadly and very dangerous street drug called High Life. As it turns out, it's a magical drug that's been distributed by some sort of cult. They happen to have circumvented much of the adventure from last episode and gone straight to the cult's headquarters, where they are now engaging with the masterminds there. Masterminds behind the drug itself. Thank you very much to our partners and supporters who make this stream possible, which include Troubled News Studios, Gaxland, Gaxx Worx, as I already mentioned, Steamforged Games, and Hero Forge Games. Steamforged, entirely different. Hero Forge, too many forges. Hero Forge Games and their custom minis, and then Fat Dragon Games is the other one. Why don't we start in the bottom right? We'll start with Char for introductions this time. I'll give Milynn a break.
I was prepared.
I'm not.
Well, I can go with Milynn. How about we start with Milynn?
Hi, I'm Milynn Moon. You can find me pretty much everywhere under that name except on Twitch. I'm the Gamer Chick. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do a lot of craft building and IRL and just chatting stuff. I do game. I just finished up Baldur's Gate 3, my first playthrough, and I'll be doing a Dirge run next. But
oh, very nice. Yeah, I'll check that out myself. Kyle.
Hi,
I'm Doc Steele.
Hi, I'm Kyle Vogt. I'm playing Doc Steele in this. You can catch me anywhere online at Kyle Vogt, except for Instagram, where it's Kyle.Vogt. And Doc Steele is sort of a scientist, pharmacist guy living in this world of Dieselpunk.
And now, Char, did that give you enough time?
No, I need like
Oh.
30 more minutes, please.
She's like, I do not wish to be perceived right now.
No,
Can we just introduce myself at the end? Yeah, okay.
I'll be ready.
I am I'm Charlotte Irrgang. I'm playing, I forgot my name.
Not Erik.
Not Erik. I'm playing
Aaron.
Varsach, and she is a, a sorceress who is very obsessed with Void, and in real life, I'm a graphic designer and I have a really bad cold and I haven't been sleeping.
Yeah, I feel for you. I've got one of my kiddos brought a cold home this week, so I'm expecting that will race through the family over the course of the next 4 or 5 days. So I'm just kind of biding my time at the moment. Okay, and then unfortunately, Erik Wahlberg is doing some silly vacation in Hawaii and decided he couldn't join us on stream. So it's only a 6-hour time difference. I don't know. It's only 3 hours from Pacific, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Regardless, he was not able to join us today because of a trip to Hawaii that is overlapping. So we'll find some way to handle the Colonel, I'm sure. Okay, so to catch everybody up just a little bit, as I already mentioned, this is sort of an illicit drug, illegal magical drug that's been on the market, kind of flaming out across the underground over the last several months, and people have started turning up dead, which has obviously concerned the local constables, and they, in addition to a friend of theirs at Red Rita's Lounge, has asked them to investigate. So that's what they've been doing. They're currently in the underworks of the city and have just faced off against the gang leader of the Iron Rats named Circe. And during that fight, a whole horde of husks were released, which is, as it turns out, the after effect or the consequences of going too far with the high life drug. It turned into this undead zombie-like husk, as they're being called around the city. So the fence has just dropped. Hundreds of these zombies, hundreds of these husks are now walking towards you. They're about
Bigger room than I thought.
No, it's a big room. It's a giant. Like I think I described it last time as like a call center type room. So this is a large room. They're coming towards you. There's about 20 feet from the closest one to you. There's 2 doors. One to the one that you came in, where the guard did a terrible job of deterring you from breaking in, and then the office door that Circe and her cohorts just. Circe, I said it again. Circe. That Circe and her cohorts just closed behind them.
Circe
So
was sort of
what is it that
unconscious.
you'd
So
like
I'm
to
not
do?
sure she closed it so much as the other guy. But yeah.
Touche. Circe was definitely down. She took several bullets to the face. Okay, so I will hand it over to you. How are you going to proceed?
Okay.
The Colonel
Run?
theoretically takes
Dr.
takes
Precious.
big
Dr.
gun.
Precious, grab that gun.
I grabbed the gun.
Okay,
That's
easy.
the guard's auto rifle.
Yeah.
Come on, everyone through the door.
I'm gonna
Right, the guard had a
before we run.
What's that?
I'm gonna cast barrier in the doorway before we run.
Barrier
The one we're gonna
over
go
which
through?
doorway?
It's a spell. It's an immovable.
You're gonna cast
Yep.
it before we go through the door.
Right?
Before we
What I'm
run.
wondering. Here, I'll help.
Well, because they're between us and another door. Or sorry, there's a doorway between us and them. They just broke through.
No.
Oh no.
Like
No.
There's they had them fenced in.
Oh, it was a big old fence.
Yeah. They had them fenced
And they
in.
pushed
The
it
fence
over.
Just went.
Right. Never mind.
I was like, don't
I
cast it.
thought they busted through the door.
Yeah.
We were
No.
in the room with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then I'm running away.
Okay. Fantastic.
I'll open the door
Okay. It feels like so you turn the handle
Which
and
door
it,
we want to run on? Run past the door number 2 would be more fun.
Yeah, we're going to the office door.
Yeah.
Well, you said
right.
when I try to open it,
that's
what?
that's what I assume. Yes. So you turn the handle and it, you know that feeling when somebody's holding the door on the other side. That's what it feels like. Like somebody's the knob is not locked. Clearly, it gives a little bit, but you can tell somebody's holding it from the other side. So
Okay.
if you want to keep pulling,
Yep.
give me a strength check, please.
Strength check. Oh, I'm so good
I
at
will-
those. This is when we have a colonel to do this stuff.
That's right. The colonel is currently picking up his rifle and uh-oh.
What's that?
Oh, I was just rolling. Sorry.
Oh,
Opposed strength check.
I'm not sure that makes
The
me
colonel's currently
better.
picking up his rifle and he's clearly not interested in running at the moment. So he's started laying into the husks into the room. So the sound of gunfire has filled the area.
well, I mean, something has to fill the area if the zombies are. Okay.
Did you
Not
send
yet.
it to me? Okay. Yeah, go for it.
My interface is being a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right before this, the internet at my house went out, so technical problems seem to be running rampant this morning.
Yeah.
Or this afternoon, I guess.
But luckily, I rolled okay, considering I don't really have any strength.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Yeah, so it's a panicking couple of seconds as you pull in the door and whoever is on the other side is pulling against it and not letting you in, but as you finally yank the door free from their hand, you see the same guy who had just grabbed Cersei by the collar and pulled her in. He was trying to do that one-handed, so he's holding it like this while he's trying to get her out of the way. And so he's standing there unarmed at the moment, like looking up at you.
That requires a shove to get him out of the way.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit. We'll just call that a unarmed attack.
Okay. That's
Oh yeah, easy. Okay. So he's, as I mentioned, he's already a little occupied with other things at the moment, trying to get his boss out of the way,
so I'll shove him
away
and
from
move
the
him
door.
5 feet
So
away from the door.
You come in and get your hands on him, and what do you want to do?
Actually, I'll probably just cross-check him with the shotgun as I
okay.
push him out of the way.
Yeah. So, right, between you pushing him, between you physically trying to move him and him getting tangled up with his boss, he trips over the back of her, or trips over her backwards and falls away from the doorway, clearing it.
And then I'll move through.
Okay.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Yep, the doorway is cleared.
I'm gonna run
go
towards
through?
the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Running
All right.
in.
Yeah. So this, as if you recall from last time, this is sort of a secretarial suite, and so there's a couch, a desk, and then a couple of chairs right in front of it. Behind it is another closed door. Well, the door is now closed. You saw it was open earlier, but that's where you presume the president of this factory was probably their office at one point. But that door has been closed.
I mean, that's where we saw Senior Master Bowden.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so what are we doing about the door behind us?
I yelled to the Colonel. Colonel, are you coming through or are you staying there?
He says, shut the door, I'll hold them off from here. As he blasts a whole bunch more of them that are coming at him. Currently, he is doing a pretty good job of keeping them at bay.
Close the door.
Okay.
Precious,
Yeah, so the sound of gunfire fades a little bit through the door, obviously, but you can tell he's giving it all he's got to try and keep him back.
Dr. Precious, can you lock that?
Yes. Right. I can. I mean, is it just a regular lock? Like, can I just like, yeah, I look at him like, sure, and turn the lock.
I think he meant with your microbots, but yeah.
Whatever she
with
she
one of
wants
your
to
robots.
do.
But yeah, it's pretty. That is pretty amusing. So she walks over and goes, "Toot." It switches.
But why?
staring
There's
at you, like-
zombies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like a special lock, like a key coded, like whatever thumb lock isn't gonna make it any, because they're just gonna smash the door down.
Maybe they're not necessarily smart enough to go through a door, since they are somewhat distracted.
Well, hopefully they don't make it, because if they make
you
it to
know,
the door, that means the
are there
colonel's in
two-
trouble.
Are there 2 locks on the door or just one? You know how some have like the bolt above,
I vote
like, and
there's
some
like
have it on the
5,
knob.
like 5 locks, because they're paranoid.
It's a super deep, dark factory. Don't they have like a portcullis or something they can drop?
I would figure there's at least 1 lock on the knob, which is the first lock I turned, and then when he explains all that to me, I turn the above one on the bolt as well.
And then I grab a chair and I wedge it under the doorknob.
Now we're talking. Okay, so yes, you're correct. There's a 1 lock on the knob, and that's it. There's not a bolt lock as well.
Okay.
Because this is just the secretary's office. I mean, there wasn't much need most of the time to lock the door. But yeah, you flip that and it's locked. Currently, there's nobody up against the door anyway, so them breaking it down is not a current problem. However, the guy that was knocked over, he's getting back to his feet, and he's looks like he's gonna try and take a swing at you, Doc. So let's roll initiative real quick. Oh. Apparently he's got to get around his boss.
I got a 5.
8.
Oh wow, we're all recovering.
Everyone's really
from the zombie
really
horde.
crushing it.
That's
Mine's
right.
actually
Thank you.
Mine's actually this, but yeah, I forgot to add my text.
Okay. So, and a whopping 8 as the high score for the initiative round. Aaron, what does Aaron do? You see the guy. There's the one. So Cersei's unconscious on the ground, having taken several bullet wounds. She's the Iron Wrath gang leader. You assume that this strapping young gentleman in front of you is one of her gang members. He looks like he's going to try and take a swing at Doc Steele for pushing him over.
I aim my gun at. I've got a Volt pistol, and I aim it at Cersei. Oh, you know what?
Oh.
And
Ruthless.
I say, "Are you sure you want to fight us?"
Give me an intimidation check or charisma check, whichever. I'm assuming your charisma would be.
Again, why do you guys keep rolling with this? All you do is get bad rolls.
Yeah, I don't use the mechanical in game.
If I were to do this overlay over again, I would put a little section for the rolls in there just so that the audience could laugh along with us. She just rolled a 1 on her intimidation check.
I've
got a
got a
6.
+5.
He may roll badly with his counter check.
Oh yeah, so with a 1, she's just gonna fail it. So he says, you better be careful with that thing. I'm gonna pistol whip you with it. Take it out of your hand and pistol whip you. And he
You can't even
continues
reach me.
No, he can't. He can't reach at the moment. So that was on an 8. Did you want to move or anything? Move away from the doorway? So it's not a very big room. I would say it's probably 10 by 15 kind of rectangle with the doors on the long side, on the doors on the short side.
So that I'm the furthest away from this guy that I can be.
Yeah, okay. So Doc, you're up next with a 7.
Yay!
This is a slow
Never would have thought you had said that, huh?
round.
Well, I'm gonna, since I had the shotgun in my hand, I'm gonna point the shotgun at him and shoot.
Yeah, okay.
I got a since I'm shooting and he's within combat range, I rolled disadvantage. Luckily, I rolled the same thing on both.
Yeah.
So I got a 15.
15. Oh, that's easily hits him. Yeah, no problem.
And this is the acid shotgun.
Right.
And that's 2d6 acid, right?
It is 2d6 acid. Yes, sir.
10 points of acid.
Boom. Okay, so he's like, the last thing he says as he's coming over to, he's like, you don't have the guts to shoot. And basically, the blast from the acid covers him from about bust up, from like pectorals up to his face, and he goes back screaming for a quick second before either going unconscious or going lifeless, one of the two. It takes care of him in short order.
As I say, obviously you weren't in the war. If he does go, go out, does he go out?
He stops moving, basically.
Oh yeah. You got him. You killed him.
I am going to take a moment and put some lye on it to counteract the acid, so he doesn't melt his whole face off and die. So basically using a medicine check so that this unfortunate person doesn't dissolve into a puddle.
Yeah, nice touch. Go ahead.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna walk over and kick him and be like, I told you not to fight us.
I look at, do you mind? I'm in the middle of administrations.
Yeah, keep going.
And so will I. Kick.
Does someone want to tie up Cersei?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously this guy's in pretty poor shape with a glob of acid in his face, but she's doing pretty poorly as well.
I'll look at her once this guy's not melting.
Okay. Yeah, so no problem on you throw some lye on him and counteract the acid and it stops, but he's definitely breathed his last, at least as far as you can tell.
Okay.
She
Cersei
is
medicine?
Still alive. Yep. She's still alive. She's breathing really shallow. I got blood everywhere.
A really good roll on my medicine. Let's find my bonus.
Okay. Yeah, this is right up your alley. Having been a medic in the war, a physician in the war, you've seen all kinds of injuries like this, and you put pressure here and tourniquet there and put some medicinal clotting agent to staunch the bleeding, and at least for the moment, this takes you probably about a minute or so, and at least for the moment, you seem to have her stabilized. What's that?
Hey Doc, if you have enough bandages, you can turn her into a mummy. Then she can't get away.
I don't. And someone else might want to restrain her with possibly some chains or wire or something.
I pull out a blowtorch and wrench. And I'm just like,
well, if you go check on that chair over there, there's probably some cables in there for the adjustments. You could rip out and use that to restrain her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
so the couch is almost like a some sort of designer couch. It's got these leather straps on the back cushion that kind of segment. It's one long piece. The cushion's one long piece, but it's got these leather straps that kind of segment it to make it look like individual cushions. So you grab those.
You could take any spring and just stretch it out either.
Yeah, that's true. If you want to cut into the couch, you can do that. You can do that as well. That's easy.
With your blowtorch.
Yeah, I just start
Try not to set anything on fire.
Okay, so
we don't have an easy escape route if a fire starts. Just remember,
Dr. Precious.
I look at him. I'm like, well, then you do it. You do it with all the tools you brought.
Fine.
Of them, that was my blowtorch. I'm like, if you don't like the way I'm doing it, then you just do it yourself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way you're doing it. Keep doing it. It's a great idea.
All right, so Are we doing leather straps or are we doing
Straps are fine.
spring?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was just trying to like
All of
cut
the
the straps
above.
off with like a blowtorch.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Yeah, so you managed to get her tied up. Obviously, she offers no resistance since she's unconscious. So while this is all going on, is Doc Precious or Aaron, are you doing anything different or just kind of assisting? It does
I'm
sound
gonna
like the gunfire may have stopped in the other room.
Not necessarily a good sign.
Whether that's out of ammo or out of
Oh no!
I'm gonna
lifeblood, you're
Should
not
we
sure.
check on him? Maybe we should check on
Probably.
I wouldn't worry about it. If he's going to come through that door, he's got weapons that'll blow through that door.
Or he could
Good
knock.
point.
I don't think zombies would knock.
That's
feel
true, right? The secret
The
knock.
colonel could take that door down if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do we want to question Cersei?
I want to search through the office
I'll search Cersei.
and Cersei.
Okay. So you do find, as I mentioned before, she had a standard, like almost 1911 style pistol. She's got that tucked into her belt, tucked in behind her on her belt. And then she has a couple of vials of High Life. I guess depending on who's searching her.
That's me.
him?
I'll take the High Life and make sure that Aaron doesn't get it.
Mm-hmm. And then she does have a leather wallet that's tucked into her pants that has a lot of cash in it. Has a lot of notes.
Okay.
Don't know for sure, but it's several hundred several hundred notes.
Like,
Yep.
these aren't the kind of notes I'm looking for. Where's the plants?
I will. Wait. Do you say that out loud? I'll just like, if he does that and sets them to the side, I'll just do one of like.
No, I don't set them aside. I keep them. But I'm just like, these aren't the ones I'm looking for.
For them, I am. That's the part.
What was that?
Okay. I was just gonna say no. She doesn't have anything else other than standard fare. Maybe a pack of bubble gum or something.
Did you two find? What'd you two find?
Are you searching the desk? Maya, are you searching the desk, or what are you searching for?
I mean, I've been cutting off the leather straps, but yeah, I'll start going through the desk.
Okay.
I mean,
No,
I'm pretty nosy. I'll go through anything.
Okay.
I think we got the straps and she's tied up by now.
Yeah, she's all tied up.
Yeah, so I'll go through the desk if there's any cabinets. And like, I'm not gonna be nice about it. I'm like gonna just like open all the drawers and like pull and dump everything out. Like,
now I understand your workshop.
My workshop is just fine. Mind your business. As I pull out another drawer and like shake through it and dump it out.
Okay. There are it's standard, like 3 drawers on the right and then a desk drawer right where the person sits. The 3 drawers on the right side are any paperwork in there is clearly very old and not related, probably left there whenever this manufactory shut down. But in the middle one, there's another pistol, and then there's also some various notes and things, like not money notes, but notes of people that have come and gone through the office. So it looks like maybe if there was somebody watching this area, they were checking off a list of who was coming through, and you know that because Cersei's name's at the very bottom, so she shows as being the last, and you can look up the list and see that she actually has come back and forth here many times over the last several weeks. Interestingly enough, there are other names that you recognize, and you're pretty sure that one of them one of the names that you recognize is fairly high up in the constabulary.
Oh.
It's not Detective Briggs, right?
It's not Detective Briggs, no.
That's good.
But we have a
That'd be
dirty
rich.
cop.
He's trying to double cross him.
Investigating.
I mean, I'll take the note that says like, if that's the only thing of interest, I'll take the note with like Cersei's name and the constable's name and stuff on it for later, just in case we need to.
Yeah, the name is Connor Rowe. Connor Rowe is the name on there, and you're pretty sure it doesn't have like Constable ROWE like Mike.
Okay.
It doesn't have titles or anything like that, but you're fairly certain you've seen that name before.
That name.
What was the first name?
Connor.
Okay.
Is there anything else of interest in this office, or like have we kind of like that's sort of everything?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be.
And then there's another office behind this, right? Because this is the secretary suite. I would like to open, and it seems like someone's holding the door of the office behind.
No, not this one. It was the other one. The room that you're in, that door was being held by the goon that.
Got it.
That Doc Steele took care of.
I'd like to see what's in the next office beyond this.
Sure.
I mean, when you try to punch out a gunfight, that's really what happens.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you're gonna go open the other door. It is not locked. You test the handle real quick. It's not locked. Gonna open it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you pull the door open, and inside, in front. So you saw it before. There was kind of a, like I said, almost CEO style office. Clearly, whoever was in charge of this manufacturing plant before, probably this was their main office. There was a desk that you remember, several chairs, maybe a couple cabinets or something in the back. But now, however, as you open the door, in front of you, in fact, Doc Steele anybody can make like a either history check, really just an intelligence check. But if you've got anything related to military or anything like that, make that check. But on the floor in front of the desk is a guy sitting, and it's this massive gun. He's sitting in a chair, and attached to the chair is this massive gun that he has moved since you guys last saw the room. And it's pointing right at the door, and he's like, "You're never going to take me alive."
Okay.
Yeah. I have time to like duck out of the way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll roll initiative, but most likely yes.
Okay.
So, Doc, you recognize it as the guts of like a ball turret on an aeroship. So they've got a aeroship gun turret that they've somehow managed to get down here,
like a belly gun.
Yeah. Yep. And it's pointed right at the door, and he's getting ready to blast you. So let's roll for initiative again. I got
much better. Much better.
No.
Got a nice chunky die at GameholeCon the other day compared to.
Did you have fun at GameholeCon?
Yeah, it was a blast.
I think I have the same
got to hang out with Aaron. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, Aaron. Sorry, Char. I'm in game mode. I got to hang out with Char. Yeah. And the night that we got to hang out, it was with Beetle and Grimm's. We got to see Matt Lillard as well.
Nice.
Okay.
And Bill and Charlie were there too.
And you know about their new stuff. They have all kinds of cool stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd like to get them as a sponsor on the show. That'd be great. Sponsor on the channel, I should say. Okay, I rolled pretty poorly, so he was not expecting the door to just swing wide open. I think is basically what it amounts to. So it looks like
Dr. Precious is very disarming.
That's right. So what
I have an 8 though. An 8 initiative.
You too were surprised. So you were both surprised that
like
coming face to face with this gun turret. Okay, Doc, you recognize it right away. You know the danger that she's in, and you're up first.
Okay. Well, seeing that she's in danger, I'm gonna. What does the room look like? It's in there. Is it?
So this room's quite a bit bigger than the one you're in. It's probably 30 by 30. You can't quite from where you're standing, you can't quite see all the room, but you can see like a cabinet, maybe a wine or a whiskey cabinet behind the desk, a large oak, showy type desk in front, and there's a couple of chairs that have been turned over to make room for this gun turret.
Gotcha. But it's just him in there. That's
all you can see. Yeah, that's all you can see. You only see him. Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to spend a genius point and roll in a knockout gas canister.
Okay.
And double checking my dice. Yep. For a total of 41 hit points of knockout.
Oh.
41. Goodness. Okay.
5d8 plus 10.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. So yeah, the canister rolls in there. This thick white smoke rolls out of it. He definitely starts coughing, but you can tell that he at least is still awake.
Okay. And then I will get out of the fire view of the gun by moving to the side.
Yeah, perhaps more importantly, or not more importantly, but perhaps equally important is the fact that it's obscuring his vision. So you've got concealment, I guess, at the moment.
Any action needed to give Doc Precious a hand to move her out of the direct fire?
No.
If I grab her and move her with me.
Nope.
You absolutely could have done that, but that would be another action.
Okay, so I can't do that.
Yep. Okay, so Doc, there's a smoking canister rolls by you and obscures your view of the gunner.
Okay.
And then looks like Char's up next on 13. Aaron, what are you up to?
I am going to I'm going to peek around the door. I'm going to cast Wind Weapon. So like a sword made out of like, basically it's super dense wind, basically. Appears next to him, and I stab it.
Okay. Great. That's good stuff. So you can just roll a disadvantage because he is also concealed by the smoke.
The hurricane wind.
I got a 9. Oh, it's disadvantage, so I'm definitely not gonna hit him.
Oh, rats.
Bad.
Okay. Does the 9 include all your bonuses? Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So you whiff through the air, and you can, as it sweeps by where you think he is, you can see briefly as the smoke parts by the sword parts the smoke briefly, and you can see that you did miss him. But on a, what'd you say you had, Milynn? You got an 8?
I got an 8.
Okay, yeah, you still beat me, so go ahead.
That's good.
Thank you for rolling so poorly.
Yeah,
okay.
Again.
So it's smoky, like, because that thing went by. So can I, like, duck down to get lower to kind of clear the smoke and sort of get out of the way of the gun?
Oh, yeah.
Because, if it's smoky, he can't see me either. If
Correct.
I can't see him through it, he can't see me.
That's right.
So if I duck down, and can I, like, start crawling towards him as my move action? And while I'm doing it, can I use one of my genius points to make a mechanical mouse?
Yes to both. Yeah. So you're going to kind of army crawl across the floor into the smoke.
Yeah.
And you know from
Or I
experience,
might
you've seen him use. Go ahead.
I feel like I would more have to do like a weird kind of like back, kind of like worm pushy thing while I use like shake the mouse. Like, you know what I
I
mean? Like
got it.
you're on your back
Yeah,
and
so
you're
you're
kind
doing a shoulder walk
of
across the
pushing
floor
along with
while
your
you're working on a mouse. Got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you know from past experience, having seen Doc Steele's sleep grenade in the past, that it's only going to last for a couple more seconds anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
so you crawl on your back and you get the mouse made. You're pretty sure you're only a couple feet from him. As the smoke starts to dissipate, you think you can get a glimpse of the metal frame of whatever that
Well, my goal is
ridiculous
like
thing is.
it's a desk, right? So I don't know if it's a desk where like I can see his feet or not see his feet, but my goal is to kind of like go to the edge of the desk and go along it, and if I can see his feet, I will just leave the mouse there. And then I'll kind of like hide. Because normally you can see the feet with the desk, but then there's the two sides. So like I would just move over to like the side part, like and with like my feet to like the back of the desk, like I'll leave the mouse and then I'll like scooch over because I mean no one's gonna suspect I'm literally like right there. Like no one's because the desk is wide enough, like he's not seeing there's that like blind spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, he definitely will not anticipate you shoulder crawling towards him. I suspect.
So then if I
And
like scrunch up like right in front of the desk and like I've set my built mouse onto his foot and I'm awaiting my next turn.
Okay. All right. So just to clarify, they had rolled, or he had rolled this turret thing in front of the desk. However, you are, if you would like, you are able to like shoulder crawl past him since he can't see, and then get to the position.
I
Get
thought
to
the
the
turret
position
thing
you're
was
talking about.
on the desk, like the
No,
big gun was on.
bigger.
it's in front of it. It's in front of it.
Okay, still same idea. So if he's on the
Yep.
turret thing in front of the desk, I'm still going to leave the mouse on the foot, and then the turret thing is on like a stand. So I'm going to huddle with my back to that like this, and I'm assuming like the gun's kind of like up here, and I will just await my turn. It's
Okay.
not like
Yeah.
he's gonna
Yeah.
be like looking like there.
Yeah, no, you got it. Yeah, yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. So you get up to your position and you're sitting there with your back, and you can hear him cursing the smoke, and you as he racks this weapon, and then about a split second later, he depresses the little things, and the room just fills. Both rooms just fill with flak and noise, just the tremendous roar of this ball turret going bam, and the door frame near him, and then the door across the secretary's office, and everything in between just disintegrates.
Guess we don't have to worry about opening the door for
As
Colonel.
he lays down on the trigger. And that's his turn, though. There's no targets at the moment. He can't see anybody, and Dr. Precious moved out of the way anyway, so nobody gets hit, but it is very loud, and it is suppressing by the Everyday Heroes rules, so it is currently still firing.
The walls that we are behind are those big underground concrete kind of walls, right?
Most of them, the exterior walls definitely have been. This has been partitioned for office space, so all the internal walls here are not concrete. I'm sorry, the walls between between this room and the office that he's firing from, well, and for that matter, the room that you just came out of are all kind of like 2x4 and plaster.
So I was wondering. So
yeah, he's ripping it apart. It's he's doing some serious damage.
Yep. And then, by the way, that's Doc Steele's Sleepy Time Soporific is the
Sleepy. I need you to write that. Make sure you write that down. What was the other one you had a minute ago?
Which one?
The Oh, I think it was right before we started the stream. You had another name.
We'll
What
worry
was
about it
for?
later.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yes, you'll have to write those down for me so I can reuse them
Sure.
with your permission, of course. Yeah.
Of course. Um, is that everybody?
Yes, I think we're to the top of the round. So
Okay.
that would be Doc Steele again. So
Well,
this cacophony of noise and hail of bullets are screaming through the open doorway. You do know that Dr. Precious was able to get down, and she moved into the room. But
I'm
you do know
literally
that
like
she
in
was
front of the turret of the gun, like this, like
she
just like.
was not. Yeah.
well,
You're assuming she did not pop up in front of it, so you
Yeah.
believe she's okay at the moment.
my plan was, if he didn't get knocked out, was going to use acid on the gun to try to disable it. But I do see
very
that
good.
now Doc Precious is right next to that gun, leaning up against
Literally
it.
sitting in front of
don't
it.
fail.
And I'm like,
Like,
okay.
Okay, and by the time you are ready to go peek, I'm assuming you're going to go at least peek in.
Yeah.
Your smoke has dissipated, so
Yeah.
the only smoke now is coming from the gun.
For the moment.
Well, right.
So I'm going to spend another genius point and use one of my new plans after we leveled up.
Oh, that's right, leveled up. I forgot to mention that on the stream. Everybody leveled. We're now 4th.
And I'm going to use smoke screen. So essentially,
Perfect.
roll in a smoke canister that does. How big is that room? You said 30 feet, so I won't use the 40-foot sphere. I'll use the 20-foot default and just fill it up right around him, and so he can't see, but we can still see around the edges.
Awesome. That's great. How long does it last?
An hour.
Okay. So you briefly, Dr. Precious, you briefly see Doc Steele look around the corner, gives you like a thumbs up, and then rolls another canister into the room, which sprays more gas or more smoke. But this is of a different consistency and a different has a different smell for sure. So you know it's not
I'm just gonna do
the same one that
this.
he used. But you quickly, as it spins around on the floor, you quickly lose vision again.
In my head, I'm like, it's fine. I don't need vision for what I'm about to do.
I didn't think you did. It's better that he doesn't see you than not.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron. What's in it for you this turn?
So firstly, I'm gonna take a bonus action to try and stab him with my sword again. And I guess this is still at disadvantage because the weapon just kind of lasts.
New smoke.
Let's see, that was 13. That's a 9, so it is.
You gave up on the roll 20 roller.
Yeah.
We love roll
20. So 9 plus 3 is 12.
12, that hits, yeah.
Plus 4, anyway. So then it does D8 plus my 1. You know what? I'm gonna use the roller. Just for the damage. 7 damage.
7. Okay. Yeah, so you can
I
tell
right now.
You can tell by his brief cry of alarm that something has struck him, that you struck him through the cloud. Okay, so that was 13.
So that was my bonus action. Now for
that's right. Now for the good stuff.
Now for my actual action. I'm going to well, he's not going to do actual attack actions with this. So I'm going to cast Bolt.
So do you have? Let me ask you for your. You don't have to see. You're just willing your wind weapon to attack, right? You're not like stepping into the doorway to try and.
No, I'm just like.
Okay.
Peek.
Just a reminder that
you take automatic damage.
Oh, okay.
So you can technically move through it if you're brave or stupid.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, and then it just lasts until you run out of bullets, or you stop.
Or you stop, yeah.
Um,
okay, so what's your action?
So I'm going to cast Vogt. All right, so I rolled at disadvantage. I got a 4, but I'm going to use my lucky feat to re-roll it twice.
Oh, to re-roll the.
Woo! I got a 19.
19. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading the description real quick. Do you have to see? It doesn't say you have to see them.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So you basically.
So
force lightning him.
Total cover from me. So
force lightning.
I just have to like keep taking a little bit.
we don't have license to use that term.
Oh, yeah, we'll get that in post. Okay. Okay, yeah. So lightning streams from your fingertips, and you scream something about ultimate power and do how much damage? Oh, unlimited. Sorry, not ultimate.
Yeah. Unlimited
power.
What was the damage? Sorry.
Well, I really want to take the damage from my 18 instead of my 19. It's 15 damage.
Oh, because it rolled with it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not disadvantaged to.
Anyway.
Yeah. Why don't you roll damage separate? Because it's not disadvantaged to. Wait, hold on.
Then it would
either
just be
one of those hit. So yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine. We'll say it's the 15 because either one of those attacks hit.
Cool.
On your disadvantage roll. Okay. 15. Wow. Yeah. So you briefly like cartoon like in the smoke you see the skeleton like in the ball turret briefly light up in the background. This purplish light lights up in the cloud. And then we're down to
It forms like a sustained arc. It's not like it is like totally not force
stuff. That reminds me real quick that I've got a friend named Danny Grimes who made a Spelljammer ship several years ago for play at GaryCon, and it was not a nautiloid. Because it was, I mean, it's absolutely a nautiloid, but it was the not a nautiloid.
Nice.
It reminded me when you said that. Yeah, it's if you ever see the pictures from GaryCon on Facebook, it was an incredible model, or it is an incredible model. I think it still exists. Anyway, all right, down to Dr. Precious. So lightning, freaking swords, all kinds of stuff happening right above your head.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like slink down from like my kneeling position to a laying down position, and I'm gonna start rolling towards the wall. Like to the side wall. So like the turret is like here, like facing that way, and I was here, and now I'm like rolling.
Sure.
And as I roll away, I will detonate my mouse that I've left on his foot. And I believe since that's my move action, as I'm moving, as I'm like rolling, I'm going to build another mouse.
Okay. Great. All right. So what's their damage on the mouse?
I don't know how. I don't know how to level. So,
it wouldn't change the damage. We didn't reach a level that would change that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like,
yeah. So it's the old.
No. But the other thing is in my plans. Hold on.
I got you.
It doesn't say. I don't know
Plan-
Because
your
I
plan
keep
doesn't-
using my weapon.
Yeah, it's in. Yeah, I got you. It's in a description under Atomic Rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, she has a one plan that's called "I have a robot for that," and so she can do several different things with it. One of them is labeled as Atomic
Okay.
Rabbit, but as we've discussed before, you can make it any form factor you want. It'll do
3d6, I think.
3d6, yeah, in a 15-foot radius. So yeah, that's fine. You're on the
Can I
floor, so
roll?
you'll have advantage on your own saving throw.
You did roll away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, how big is the room? Can I
30 feet.
roll 7.5 feet? I mean, yeah, so I can roll. It's 7.5 feet to the wall.
It's a
It's
radius, not
15-foot
diameter.
radius. Yeah, so 30-foot diameter. Yeah. So it'll
Okay.
encompass most of the room. It's a big bomb. But like I say, you'll have advantage on your saving throw, so it's not a problem.
That's
It's
fine.
a big bomb, but it's yours.
No. Yeah, right. It's a big bomb, but I made it. So that's 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I have to roll a save.
Yeah.
And I have advantage.
You have advantage, yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then what kind of save is it? Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Dex.
It'll be Dex. Yep.
Dex.
And let's see here. I'm trying to find your saving throw. What is your
Plus
DC?
4. It's an
What is your DC?
18 for my
Oh
save.
yeah, no problem at all. No problem. Let's see. So it'd be your DC would be
8 plus 2 plus
13, I think. Is that right? 8 plus 2 for proficiency bonus plus her intelligence bonus at 3, so it should be 13. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
No,
you
at
easily
level
make
3,
you
I'm sorry, it's more damage. My atomic rabbit at level 3 would deal 4d6 actually. So 13. It's 19 points of damage.
Oh, you're right. Yep, it's in that other box right below it. I apologize. Yeah, 19. Oh, even better. Okay, so you lose 8 points of edge yourself, but you do make
Okay.
saving throws. So you take half. And then the gun. So first of all, this massive explosion erupts in the room for Doc Steele and for Aaron. You see this flame like come out of the doorway. And now you're wondering if she is in fact all right in the other room.
and out of some of the holes in the walls. And
That's right. But the gunfire almost immediately ceases after that explosion. The smoke is still very prevalent and will be for another hour. But
essentially, although the wind sword can get rid of it.
Can I
that's-
see? Can I, like, is the gun still usable though? That's in the room? Like, I'm in the room and I know it's smoky, but like, can I tell? Like, can I see if the gun. Right, because I feel like it would have been a small explosion. It just would have blown maybe his foot off and maybe a little like dent in the base of the gun, but not the actual gun.
that was definitely not a small explosion.
Got
30
it.
foot. 30. Yeah, it was a 15-foot radius, so it was big. But you cannot tell. So you're the I'm assuming the smoke screen. Was there a description on that one?
Yeah,
I'm
the
assuming
visibility.
It's complete. I'm assuming it's complete blocking
Got it.
of sight. Is that right?
Yeah, basically it says
Yeah.
there's 0 visibility.
Okay.
Okay. You can give me an intelligence check if you'd like, Dr. Precious.
Sure.
All right, and then nothing happens on their initiative, so back up to the top of the round for Doc Steele. Smoke and flame and an acrid odor are floating out of the other room, but the bullets have stopped.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to move into the room
Okay.
to over to the side where I'm hopefully not in the line of the gun, and try to move over towards the guy is.
Okay. All right.
And then I'll take a swing at the guy if I can't see him, I'll just kind of like try to grapple him.
Like with the butt of the gun, or are you going to physically grab him?
No, like try to hit him
What was your intelligence check there, Dr. Precious?
13.
Okay. It's a big blast, but you know that there's not a ton of pressure behind it, so you suspect that the gun is probably damaged, but certainly not beyond repair.
Okay.
Is your guess. You can't see anything just yet, but that's your guess. All right, Doc, as you go up to you're coming up out of the smoke, and you got the butt of your rifle ready to smack him upside the head, and he's burnt to a crisp, sitting there in the chair.
Obviously, he's
There's
not
still
making
lightning.
Yeah, well, right. The lightning, the fire, the wind sword. Yeah, he took a beating. So
all right.
Yeah,
You can stop it. He's down. He's down.
I give him one more zap just to be sure.
You might want to use your winds to clear out the smoke. It might take a little bit.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, I'll like spin it around and like do a propeller thing to try and clear the smoke out.
Right.
Okay. Then I'll just start checking to make sure that there's anything left in the desk area that would indicate what was being done.
Okay. Yeah, you open up the desk drawer, start rifling through the desk. The smoke is starting to clear thanks to the wind sword. Dr. Precious, you get the all clear. You hear Doc Steele shout that everything's clear. What are you two doing, Aaron and Dr. Precious?
I'm gonna go check on the status of that gun.
Okay, easy.
Because it sounds like a little like rolling turret thing, right? Like I could push it, like.
Yes. So just imagine if you've ever seen any World War II like airplane that had the ball turret thing. This doesn't have any of the glass. It doesn't have any of the glass, but looks like they've maybe set it on a cart, some sort of cart contraption with those like little shop wheels. So it's got these old metal shop wheels that they're rolling it around on.
Right, and then you like have to, I assume, like push a pedal down or something to lock it in place so that you don't get like pushed back. Yeah. So I want to go see if I can like take this little.
I just gave the engineer a ball turret. Awesome.
You did.
That was smart.
It might be somewhat exploded, but that can be fixed.
Yeah.
As an engineer, I can fix that.
Yep, that can be fixed.
Yeah. So, and in your assessment, you definitely, well, the guy first of all needs to be removed, but the damage is fairly minimal, but it is not going to be. It's not going to be going fully auto anytime soon without repairs.
I mean, can I start repairing it though
Sure.
like in my action? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. If you'd like to use a genius point to repair it, you can absolutely start making headway on that. Okay. All right. So you start repairing. Aaron, what are you up to?
I'm gonna loot the crispy guy.
Okay.
I have a question.
You bet.
Can I would like to, can I use more than one genius point on a turn? Or can I, let me ask.
No, I think only one on a turn.
Okay.
Are we still in combat though?
But yeah.
Right,
well,
we're not.
Let me ask what I want to do, and maybe you can tell me how this would be possible.
Okay.
I would like to use since my Skitterbot squirrel is like a nanobot, but I feel like I could incorporate my Skitterbot squirrel into the repair of the gun so that I could essentially have my squirrel operating the gun for me.
I need a piece of art for this. The squirrel raging on a ball turret from World War II.
Because we do have a hallway full of zombies, and rather sending myself in there, I feel like sending the squirrel operating the turret is the better, right?
No, I'm with you. Yeah, no, it's good. Yes, you absolutely can. Or you believe you can, because that's the primary purpose of this Skitterbot squirrel to begin with. You can give it a skill.
Right. And I have enough genius points to like.
Yep, right. Yeah, that's a good
think it
idea.
would just-
It'll take a couple minutes, but you're confident you can get it running again and get your skitterpot squirrel to fire it for you. So I would imagine you'll have to like roll it into the room because he won't be able to do that. But yeah. Okay.
But if I'm making repairs
trying to push
slash
it.
if I'm making repairs slash upgrades to the gun, couldn't I, in those repairs and upgrades, create it so that it would be mobile, like
Self-propelled.
like the squirrel could like
Just
propel.
oil the wheels really well so that he can push it.
Well, because the skitterbot squirrel really technically is a bunch of nanobots. So I feel like those nanobots, it's already on wheels. So if I wanted to, like, essentially creating like a mechanism within, like, using the parts of those nanobots to propel itself forward, and because the nanobots are technically part of the squirrel, like they all operate together. Like,
Oh yeah, your
instead of
logic
like
is
not
all
necessarily needing a motor.
sound.
It's a bunch of little like bots that are like communicating with each other that are like, we'll move forward instead of like needing the motor part. Right? Like
No,
that makes sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're willing to
I've thought
spend
this through.
if you're willing to spend 2 genius points on it, one for
Yes,
the repair
yeah,
and
yeah.
one for the squirrel, then
Yes.
we can give it temporary self mobility. Yeah, give it enough mobility to move down into the room. It's not gonna be able to it won't work very long, but you imagine that you can get it propelled enough to where it can go into the other room if that's your plan.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Or if it just needs to make like slight adjustments to itself, but I can give it like a good push into the room. But like, let's say like they get a little askew, they've got like, some of the nanobots went into the wheels so that it can like, the squirrel can just aim a little better.
Right. No, I'm with you. Okay.
So while the repair is going on, did I find anything in the desk or anything?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Dr. Precious starts working on the repairs. Aaron has pulled the body out and is starting to loot through it. And you are going through the desk. And it does have, there's like a cash box in there. There's several weapons. One of them is clearly Aethertech device. Knife, like a knife made from Aethertech. And then there's also this big ledger of like it's a almost this tome type thing that has been meticulously information has been meticulously
they didn't
into it. Yeah,
I always like it when my criminals keep good accounting.
Me too.
Yeah, so if you recall from like 3 episodes ago, there was a piece of paper that you had looked up, and it had some numbers on it, and it was written in this strange language.
Strange language.
Yep. This book is written in that same. The contents of the tome are in that same strange language. You can tell for sure that it's some type of ledger. You can't read exactly what it says, except for some of the. Except for now, to look for. What you're looking at is like locations. So there's probably 8 locations as you look through the book here in
the city
and factory in Renmark, like in the factory level of Renmark. So it looks to you as though this is some sort of distribution, like how they're distributing the drugs and where they're sending them out to. So in other words, that's a long way of saying you think that you have the locations of all the drop points for where they're distributing the drugs throughout the city.
So the constables can go raid them all at once.
And there's
how many?
Just judging by the numbers, there's been thousands, tens of thousands of
deliveries
of packages delivered. Of deliveries.
Okay, I'll take the notes in the tech and the ledger.
Okay,
them in my
recognize
pockets.
the knife. It's an appium, which is elemental water knife, and so it's basically just the handle, but with the press of a button, this icy blade comes out of it.
Okay. Cool. And it's APIUM?
APIOM, appium. That's the element that it's made from. Yeah.
And the Aethertech device?
That is the Aethertech.
Oh, that is?
Item.
Okay.
Yeah, the knife. Yeah, so it's basically what you're looking at is the handle, and when you hit the button on it, it just knife blade.
And the
Made
money
of ice
was
comes out of it.
lots. I'll just put down lots.
Lots and lots of money.
Lots.
Well, since we were doing this as a favor for Clara, I think this covers our expenses.
Does
Barely.
now.
Yeah.
I'll look over and see if Dr. Precious is done, but since she's still working. Everyone all right? Do you need any medical attention?
This guy
I
does.
just like a quick thumbs up and then like go back to working.
that gentleman will not be receiving any attention. It would not be of any useful purpose.
Yeah, he is beyond care, I think, at the moment. Okay, so you do know
Was
notice
there anything on his body?
he had some basic stuff. His robes are burnt to a crisp. He had
one of those little amulets.
He had a normal. Yeah, so he did have one of the necklace amulet, one of the amulets on a necklace that you guys found before. Yes. Or the all scene, the eye.
Yeah.
Amulet. Yep. And had a knife belt, but by and large did not have much on him at all.
Okay.
Okay, so you look back into the other room. At one point, one of you glances back through there, and you can tell that the gunfire had shredded through dozens of the husks out there, but there are still a lot of them. They're not coming towards you, but there are a lot of them that are just kind of like
meandering
and looking around the room and trying to figure out what just happened.
Well, Dr. Precious, when you're ready to take those out, I guess you could start, but we should take a look at the other room at that device where everyone was hooked up to it first.
Is the colonel there?
You can't see the colonel. Nowhere to be seen.
You might have taken a strategic retreat.
I don't understand what device he means. Like in the room, I remember there was like the wall of zombies, and then like,
yep.
But wasn't it a different room that they were draining people? I'm confused.
That's accurate. Yeah, that's what he's getting at. So last episode, Dr. Precious had sent one of her spy mice,
right,
her mouse into or around the complex, basically look around. And so it went down this hallway that was off of this room, and in that room there was some sort of circular chamber, ritual chamber of some sort, in which a bunch of people were tied to beds, tied to like plinths, not just beds. They were like stone things, and a bunch of equipment hooked up to them. And one of those people laying there was definitely Marty, the son of Clara at the Red Reader's Lounge, who
brother
kicked this whole adventure off. So yes,
brother of
you
Clara.
do not, however, currently see that entrance or that door. You do know, Dr. Precious, that it was on, as you're facing the desk, it was on the left wall, but you don't see that door currently.
Secret door.
Well,
I'll go look for the secret door if you're going to be working on that gun still.
You're pretty close to being done.
Can tell if my headset. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, my headset was doing something weird.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect. Both of your voices went really weird for a moment in my headset. I would like to, so that's a separate room. So I could push my squirrel gun turret into the room of zombies and unleash it, right?
That is what I understood your plan to be, yes.
Yes, so that is my plan. So like a kid with a scooter, I'm gonna kind of like wheelie like onto the back of this, and then as I get to that second door, the secretary door that leads to like where like I will open the door and like push my friend off, like my little squirrel, into the zombie oblivion, and I will shut the door behind it. But the great thing is I can see what's going on because I can see through my squirrel's eyes. So I will monitor things that way. And I had built a mouse on my second roll in the other room. So I do have that as a backup option.
Yes, you did.
I'm not sure that secretary door is still there since it was shot by this gun a few times.
Exactly what I was going to say. Only point of clarification is that there's definitely no door left.
Okay.
That's because you can see the You can
That's
see
why I was
the,
suggesting you might not want to do it now, since it will attract the zombies' attentions and they may come filtering through.
My goal is to actually slaughter all of them with my squirrel turret. So I will proceed with attempting to clear the room of the zombies with my squirrel turret.
Okay.
Your
All right.
squirrel.
So for Doc Steele and for Aaron, you see that Priscilla appears to be done with her project. And she gets up on the ball turret behind it to start pushing it like a kid on a shopping
Riding it
cart.
like a shopping cart.
Yep. And she rides it out of the first room, and you have an opportunity to say anything to her if you want.
Be careful.
Have fun storming the castle. All right.
I'm gonna start looking
Aaron
for the
just,
secret
like,
door.
Looks and she's like, what?
No, I'm used to this from Dr. Precious. Let's get real.
So she wheels out of the room. Doc Steele, you're gonna go look for a secret door. Aaron, are you gonna do anything?
I feel like as I wheel out of the room, I do want to be clear. Like, when you like push the shopping cart really fast and you like kind of like kick the one leg up like as you go, like you hold on to the handles. Like that's how I feel like I exit the room.
That's
I
exactly
push
what
the
I'm
shopping
picturing.
cart and like a one little like wee.
Yep, that's exactly what we all saw.
Exactly what I was picturing. Yes, 100%. Okay. God. That is hilarious. So the squirrel, the nanobots not knowing, the skitterbots, not nanobots, skitterbots not knowing the difference, they just, as soon as they figure out that they're on the hook to start firing at these zombies, they're just like, I'm picturing almost like Rocket from, almost like Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's just,
yeah,
but it's a little
absolutely.
tiny mechanical squirrel.
Yeah.
And so they, so it just goes in there and starts kind of spinning around as the gunfire, since it's not locked, as the gunfire starts pushing back on the ball itself, it just kind of starts spinning around the room and just lays waste to any of the remaining zombies in there. They're going down left and right. You are fairly confident you do not have to worry about that threat any longer, as this spinning ball of death with a squirrel at the helm just starts.
I'm just feeling sorry for any guard that comes to investigate the noise.
I mean,
it is extremely loud again. Yeah, it is definitely very loud. Remember that scene from Last Starfighter when they do the Death Blossom at the end?
Blossom.
That's what I'm picturing. Is this thing just almost out of control, but yeah. So they go,
but not because there's nanobots on the wheels, and I can control the wheels with the nanobots.
Right. Yes, absolutely. But while they can,
if you didn't know better, you'd think it was
they can steer it. What's that?
I said, if you didn't know better, you'd think it was out of control.
Right. If you didn't know better. Yeah, they absolutely can steer it, but it's the recoil on the gun itself is horrendous, as you might imagine, and so that's it is definitely causing them to flail about a little bit. So
I just imagine this all in slow-mo, and like what a wonderful world is playing in the background. As like this girl like spins around in slow motion.
Slow motion has to be in slow motion.
It definitely needs to be in slow motion. If anybody out there has some skills and wants to make that happen, it'd be great. Okay, so that's happening. Doc, go ahead and give me a perception check or investigation check, probably.
Investigation check? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What does a 24 give me?
Everything. So yeah, you can tell that there's, as I mentioned before, there is some wood furniture that kind of outlines the room, and it's a very cliche like book secret door. So you're like, that was what you don't label it secret door entrance when you're trying to hide the book and the book among the other books in the library. But yeah, sure enough,
did they use the book Merlin in the Cave?
No, they did not. But yeah, so it swings open.
Oh, so it was allegory of the cave. That's what they used.
There you go.
So while
what was that roll for?
While he's busy doing that, I'm gonna pick his pocket and try and steal the high life. I got a 14.
You're gonna try to pick my pocket.
Okay,
I
I've lost
love-
control. All right.
1 second.
That implied
Here's
I
my
ever had it, I
perception.
suppose.
My perception check is a 25.
Okay, so as the
like-
door is opening, you feel a tug at your vest
And
off your left side.
I look down at Erin. No, and I smack her hand away.
Okay, so the door swings inward. You smack Erin's hand away, and she's like, "Aw." And there's a long, as you kind of pictured from Priscilla's description before, it's this almost C-shaped, well, crescent-shaped hallway. So it goes in and kind of turns off out of view. There is some sort of pale light emanating from beyond your current view, but yeah, it looks exactly like what she described when she sent the mouse through.
So we don't
With
need to
that,
use our torches or anything.
not unless you just wanted more light. You can see that there's a light. It's beyond where you can see because the hallway turns, but yeah, you can tell there's a light going on down there. But as I was going to say, I think with that we will take about 10-minute break. It's about the halfway point, and we will come back shortly.
Cool.
So 10 minutes, and we're out in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right.
And then
we're
there's a
back.
little stinger. Or we're
Yeah,
actually
I
back.
remembered the stinger this time.
Oh, okay. I was
Hey.
like, wait, is there a stinger or are we actually?
Yeah. I remembered it this time. I'm so proud of myself. The last
Didn't
one.
get stung by the stinger.
All right, we're back. There's a corridor in front of you that is poorly lit, but you can see light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. The smoke has mostly dissipated thanks to both the flow of the air in here and the wind sword that Aaron had cast. So you've got fairly clear. You can still it's still a little hazy in here. The ball turret is doing severe damage to the mass of husks in the other room. After about a minute, it actually stopped. The gunfire stops because it runs out of ammo. But the damage has been done. There are no zombies remaining.
Are there any walls left?
In the other room? There are very few walls left. So actually, in there are some of the stone room or stone concrete walls. So didn't go completely through, but they're definitely far more
looks
pitted
like that
than
scene
they
in
were
the
before.
Matrix, like
Yeah.
where like all the pillars are like semi-shattered.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's chips off the wall and crap everywhere on the floor.
Yep. Yeah, a lot like that. Okay, so what do you guys want to do now?
I mean, so we should check the secret room out, right?
Yeah.
I will take one of the leather straps from the secretary room, or maybe even two. And basically, I'm just going to tie it around the turret and then like create like a little belt for myself so that like I can walk and tow the turret with me, but have my hands free.
Okay.
Like a toddler backpack, kind of.
Not sure how you're going to get that
I-
up the ladders.
Yeah.
But
It's
there's no
big.
ladder yet. We're going into the other room, aren't we?
Well, that's out of ammo.
Yeah, it's out.
They don't know that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
out
but
of
nobody
ammo, and
knows.
it's big. I
No.
mean, I don't know that a
Advantage.
backpack. Yeah.
No, not like on my back like a backpack. I just like it has wheels. I'm just, you know what, then?
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna just get on it and roll it. I'm gonna ride it like a scooter to the
Do you want me to
to
push
the
you?
secret door.
Like
Yes,
yeah. I'm
thank you.
imagining like a shopping kid on a shopping cart.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. So I see that she's like kicking like behind to like push herself, and I just go over there and I like just put my hands on, well, I guess her lower back because I'm short, and I start pushing her and like, this is fun.
And we'll make our way to the door,
I
right?
guess
Because
I'll go along with this.
Okay, so
Do
the
I
guns
see-
stop. The zombies are dead. Priscilla goes into the other room and comes back, wheeling back with this turret. Like I said, riding it like a shopping cart, like a kid in a shopping cart. And she comes back into the room, and then Aaron goes over there and joins in, and it's like, "Yeah, this is so fun!" Pushing it a little bit more. About that time, I'll say body, but she's not dead. But the Cersei gets up, but not really more mechanically than naturally, so it looks a little odd and disjointed. But she gets up, and then her feet actually rise up off the ground just to her maybe a foot or so off the ground. So she's kind of like this, and she appears to still be unconscious, but her mouth she starts talking. Yeah, she starts talking, and it says this. She says, "This has gone on for far too long. What is it that you are doing here, and why are you intruding upon my domain?" She's unconscious, just floating there.
I really like your drugs.
I'm sorry, who are you?
She says, "I am Rislig, and you are becoming far too troublesome."
You're the one behind this drug manufacturing, then.
You call it a drug, I call it a connection. But yes.
And you're connecting from where exactly?
Well, I am connecting to their I'm connecting to their souls.
Mm-hmm. Well,
They're quite delicious.
Who are you?
Ristlik, he said. They
Rizzling.
said.
Yeah, but who
It's
are
it's some beast from the void.
The void. I'm assuming you say that out loud.
Uh-huh. Anytime I use
Yes,
the
that
accent.
elicits a chuckle. That elicits a bit of a chuckle. What's that?
Say anytime I use the accent.
Mm-hmm. So Cersei says, or Rislig says, "Stop now, and you will not face eternal damnation at my hands."
What's in it for us if we did? That doesn't seem really much.
Are you gonna keep murdering people?
Feeding on them, yes. It's quite delicious and delectable. The downtrodden and those without hope. The hopelessness is sweet, sweet nectar to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a hard pass from me then.
Can I use my occult skill to like see into the void while he's doing? Actually,
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, give it a
I
shot.
stole the other guy's high life. We gave it to him to like bring us here, and I stole it back. I'll just take some. See what's
That is true. You do still have that.
You're literally going to take some of the stuff that this thing uses to take life away from people while talking to the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Live your best life, or don't, I guess.
Nothing like giving direct mind control to the beast we're fighting so it can try to kill us all.
I gotta keep it exciting, man.
So, Aaron.
Oh, I'm sorry, the squirrel turret wasn't exciting enough for you.
Yeah.
All right, so Aaron takes a nip of the high life. She sneaks it from behind you guys, and just as has happened before, your eyes get really wide and your vision doubles. And instead of seeing like two of Doc Steele, for example, you see Doc Steele's physical form and his aura, which you know from past experience. The aura is basically their presence, if you will, in the void, in the demiplane of the void. If you are just tuning in and haven't seen previous episodes where we talk about the void, that's essentially a demiplane that surrounds the planet and has been instantiated to protect Baynor, the planet, from outer world incursions. And so the drug that Aaron has just taken has enabled her to view the void and
I'm in touch with the void.
and feed Rislig as we've already talked about, as Doc Steele already talked about. So
I try and just like really concentrate on despair.
Yeah.
For like 3 seconds, and then I think happy thoughts.
All happy thoughts. Okay. All right. So you see a bright pink tether to going into the back and the head of Cersei, and much brighter than what you've seen other people with this same connection. So this one feels, from your perspective, like more either closer in proximity than the other ones have been, or more powerful. One of those two. You can see that the tendril goes off into the hazy nothing of the void, so you can't see the source itself. But as predicted by both doctors with you, you also can see this pink tether coming off of you, but not nearly as bright as the one that's affecting Cersei.
Yeah, and I hope he's sad that I'm being so happy right now. Can I? So I want to try to see if I can cut through the tether that Cersei is tied to.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know from experience that once you're able to perceive the void, you can target stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my little wind sword, I actually hold it because I can and I want to. And then
what's so you might have to cast that again because it's been a couple minutes. It's been several minutes since you initially cast it.
Yep. So I'll cast that again.
Yep.
And then I will try and slice through the thing to Cersei.
Okay. You'll be attacking at disadvantage since you're on the drug right now itself. Your depth perception and your ability to focus is a little compromised.
Okay, but I'm much better at seeing the void now.
That is absolutely true. You couldn't attack it at all if you didn't see it. So.
Oh, crit fails. Oh, I stabbed Cersei.
Okay, for some inexplicable reason, this wind sword comes out and is like whoosh, slices right across Cersei, and you realize from behind you that your drug-addled Halpkin is attacking the unconscious Cersei. But there was certainly enough time in there to have other discussions. So if you wanted to talk to Rizlig a little more, you can do that while she's taking the drug, casting the spell, and attacking.
Okay. And what are you going to do to stop us?
I can see you perfectly fine, but you cannot see me. I have no trouble at all attacking. Well, not attacking. I'll have no trouble at all causing trouble for you wherever you go, whoever you know, anytime I would like. You know that is most likely entirely false. Most entities in the void cannot affect anything in the prime plane.
Well, I have a feeling that that's a worthy price to pay in order for the people of this city to be safe.
Okay. You fools! You cannot stop me. I am Rizlig, the all-powerful. Mere mortals such as yourself could never interfere with my... As the sword starts attacking.
As soon as Rizlig says mortals, I lean over towards Dr. Precious. I'm like, mortals. Was that on your creepy creature bingo card? Because it was on mine.
Us being mortals?
Yeah. They always say mortals. They're
foolish.
Foolish mortals. Bow before me. All
That's right.
powerful. They all say that.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and
so
what happened?
Cersei gets swacked with the sword for 13 points of damage, and that'll probably do her in. So yeah, she was slack before, but now she clearly is like dead.
Done.
It's like, oops.
Damn it, Aaron! I went through the trouble of saving her just so we could have someone to take to jail.
You can't.
I wasn't aiming for her.
But so you're right. Like I say, so she's clearly dead now. There's a big gaping wound in her across her chest from the sword, in addition to the gun wounds that she was already suffering from. But the voice does not stop, and it actually is like, "You cannot kill me that way, child."
Oh,
I guess you should try something else.
Dr.
Do we
Precious,
know
what do you
how
want
to
to
like
do?
kill
I'm gonna try to
do we have like any understanding of like how void creatures can be killed, or no? Like it's still too new to the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do we know how to?
Yep. Yeah, so there's two ways that you can attack a creature in the void. One is effects that are within the void itself. A lot of spells, for example, can affect them if you can perceive them and target them. The other way is if they're what's called twofold, and essentially they're on both planes at the same time. There are some creatures that have that capability. This is not that case right now.
Right.
But so if you could target it, you could affect it. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. No, I was just trying to understand. So, but like the door to the room where it's like feeding off people and making the drug is in this hallway, right? Like I could enter.
Yeah, it's at the end of this hallway. That's correct. Yeah, it's a big circular, like almost ceremonial room of some sort.
I don't know how many feet away that is, but do I get any additional movement speed if I use the turret as a cart to propel me towards that door? It's worth enough.
I get it. Yeah. Yes, it is faster.
There might be too many bodies.
You can push it faster than you can walk. Yeah, you can push it faster than you can walk. There is the issue of the curve in the tunnel, though, so you would have to probably make a maneuver check of some sort, but a dexterity check probably.
I would also assume like trying to maneuver around. I don't know like how the bodies have fallen and how in the pathway they are. So
just imagine if you're looking at it from above, it's a big circular chamber with. They're not at the clock numbers, but imagine it probably looks kind of like a clock. Only the bodies are sitting on these stone slabs at the kind of like a dial.
Right, no, that's how the chamber is. I'm saying the zombie bodies I've killed that are laying maybe in my pathway to like kind of scooter along.
Okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, you don't have any. You've got no issue kind of getting.
Awesome.
Getting
I
around
will take my little turret scooter to the chamber where they're draining people. I'm just gonna like not say anything and kind of like scooter away, shopping cart away.
I just walk away as soon as she starts rolling away because I know she's gonna cause trouble. I'm like, okay, going this way.
Trying to slash at this thing.
Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty comical. First of all, the ball turret comes racing through the room. Not a word, not a glance past at anything going on. Not floating Cersei, nothing. And it goes into the hallway. Gotta go, bye. And then Doc Steele at the same time basically just kind of turns around, turns his back to the floating corpse, and walks off down the hallway. Meanwhile, drug-addled Aaron, is slicing at the body with appears to be slicing at the body because she missed so badly with her wind sword.
Now I don't have to worry about accidentally killing her.
Don't walk away from me. I'm going to destroy you.
Then you need to keep up because I'm not staying here.
Okay. So you walk off down the hallway, following.
He's walking after me like a dad, like like when a dad's just like kind of like done, like just like.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron, are you gonna continue to attack?
Yeah. Okay. I got. Right. I got a 9.
Okay, so you don't hit Cersei again, but you still do not hit it. You're slashing at it in the void, and yeah. Okay, Aaron, I'm sorry.
I'll get you.
The two doctors. You come around the corner, as I mentioned. It's a dimly lit room, but it is lit. There's like a mechanics light in one corner that's lighting up the whole room. It's almost on like a tripod type apparatus.
Okay. Yeah.
And as mentioned, I think I mentioned it or compared it last week. It's almost something like a Geiger out of a Geiger film or something. So all this tubing and material is surrounding the room. It's laying everywhere. There's 9 bodies on stone slabs around in various states of distress and of health, like various states of health. There are clearly some of them. There may be even a couple of them that are dead. There are a couple that are in really bad shape. There's a couple that look like they maybe were just laid down recently. They're not like strapped in, but they appear to be bound by their wrists to the stone slabs. And there's all sorts of medical looking devices attached to them.
Can I like looking in the room, do I see like a central like kind of like shutdown button? And if not, could I guess that's what I would like to know. Do I like with my perception of the room see kind of like a central sort of like shutdown lever or something like that? As an engineer, I feel like I would like if I can see like the machine parts would like sort of understand that if that information was available. But also if not, can I just start like ripping tubes and stuff off people?
As I walk in and she's looking at it, I'm like, so which part do we want to break?
And I whisper,
yes. Right. So you roll the ball turret into the room, you hop off and start looking around. There is a node on the back side of the room, a node being a artificial
power source?
Connection point?
It's used to interact with the void itself specifically. So it's in very, very basic terms, I guess it kind of would be equivalent of a computer, maybe. But it that nodes hold information essentially, and so there's one of those in the back end of the room. There does not appear to be any like control panel or anything necessarily, other than a few pieces of monitoring. Like there's a ticker tape monitor thing that is
the node
slowly coming out of this node source. What's that?
So is the node also powering it or no?
Probably yes.
Would ether tech be of any use to?
Yes.
Okay.
Could I take my second mechanical mouse that I put since it's nanobots and set it on there and have the nanobots go into the node?
Oh,
and
nanobots!
like
I thought you were gonna blow it up. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Still
figure
may. We still may.
yeah, I haven't ruled that out. I'm just gonna try and shut it down with the nanobots first, and then if that doesn't work, I have a wrench and a mechanical exploding mouse that I could blow it up with. But since it's such a big radius, I'm trying not to blow up the bodies in the room. So I'm trying to see if the nanobots can go in there and shut the node down.
Well, I've got a acid
Break
shotgun
the computer.
that I could use to shut it down hard way if we have to. But I'm gonna let you do your thing because you're the good one.
Okay. Aaron, take another swing if you're still swinging. Doc Steele, yes, Aethertech skill would be useful here, you think? Ooh.
I got 13.
Yeah, 13 definitely hits it. And we'll say...
And it does 10 damage?
Yeah.
I got a natural 20.
Excellent. Okay. So you... so the... Cersei is still like railing on Doc Steele and Doc Precious for ignoring her and walking off. You come back here, you'll never, all this never stuff, and then you slice through that pink the pink protuberance, and she falls to the floor immediately, and the pink strand flutters off into the void, disappears.
Like, ha! I knew I'd get it.
Don't forget to get yourself.
And you look around the room and you're by yourself again. There's nobody else. No, your companions are gone.
I got a 27 total with a nat 20 on the.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep. And then what skill were you going to give your nanobots to work on this? Mechanics? Is that what you were thinking about giving them, Priscilla?
Yes, I feel like that would make the most sense. Or computers, would it be computers?
Aethertech.
Yeah, Aethertech would be. Yeah, if you've got Aethertech, then that would be the one you'd want to use.
I have is that under my other skills? Etherics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have a +4 to Etherics, so but I'm specialized in mechanics. I guess which one would be the better one for me to use?
Well, I've got the etherics covered.
I was just gonna say, Doc Steele's he's got the etherics part of it, so the magical components of it, he's got that nailed down with the 27.
Okay, so I should do the
mechanical component. Yeah, mechanics would be like, where are these tubes going? Where's the
So, because and then like, because they're in there, they're little bots. Like they can like slice the tubes, they can cut the like the current.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll, and we'll call that mechanics for like a sabotage type. And you're not necessarily going to sabotage it. I'm just saying, see if you can figure out how to sabotage it.
So just break it down. So that's a dirty 20.
Oh wow, okay. Well, you guys are on fire now.
I'm a +7 in mechanics. I actually didn't even roll that high.
I'm a +7 on etherics.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna use the new term Aether Tap for Doc Steele, but you know that in order to interact with it from an Aethertech perspective, from an etherics perspective, you got to plug that tap in there. You've got your tap that you can plug in to start interfacing with it, essentially. Yeah. And if assuming you're going to do that, then with the 27, you plug in and you take this big glass bell and you put the glass bell over it, and immediately the smoke fills the glass bell, and you're able to like start seeing kind of what's what with this piece of equipment. So on a 27, you can tell that this this device is essentially siphoning off their essence, their living essence. So imagine if this were hit points, for example, it's sucking them dry on hit points. So they're using from one side. They're using a almost drip, high life drip, that's keeping them on the drug,
Connected.
and then that is enabling you. The data that you're getting from this node is that that's enabling this Rizlig character to feed off of that siphoned material. So the drug's going in, siphon him off, he's feeding on it, and then somehow they're producing more drug.
Mhm.
You can see Doc Precious, you can see easily how to sabotage this equipment if you wanted to do it. However, Doc Steele, you can also like use the node to shut it down if you'd like to as well. Shut it down gracefully or blow it up, whichever one you want to.
We might
I
want
feel like
to,
I look at him and I like rock paper scissors. Like I'm like,
we might want to shut it down the right way so we don't hurt those that are still attached. And then you can blow it up.
And then
Because I want this blown up.
Yeah.
But let me get these people off of it first.
Yeah.
sure.
And you,
I'm like so ready to like rock paper scissors. Like who's gonna go? I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yes, so you can tell that there are, in fact, just looking through the information in the node, you can tell that 2 of them are dead.
Mm-hmm.
They just haven't been removed yet. There's a couple that, if this were a stoplight chart, there's a couple that are definitely yellow,
Yeah.
and then several of them are green, still green.
Well, like I said, we're gonna take them all off of the feed so that they're no longer attached.
Okay, so you start going through the process of shutting it down, and kind of like a jump scare almost. You see the face of this creature in the smoke. What are you doing? Stop this now!
Rizlig, I'm busy. Please, not right now.
If you'd stop this process, I'll make sure that you never sleep again.
Yes.
I personally am rolling poorly on my threats. But,
I'm continuing. I'm like, promise me the world. Say I get to control the world. Yeah, that's the next one.
Okay, so yeah, you start closing them down. There's no audible sound, but you can tell that the drips, for example, have stopped going to the people. You can't see physically in the prime. You can't see the process that's going on in the void. You just basically know, as I mentioned earlier, that the twofold property. This is essentially giving them the twofold property so that the Rizlig can then feed on them.
Mm-hmm.
So as you start pulling them off, you can tell that there is some improvement, but you suspect, just based on what you know from Aaron's experience with the drug, that it won't be immediate.
Yeah.
Even after you turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you
Meanwhile,
manage
Aaron
to push.
Like this. In her own head.
Are you going in the room, Aaron? Are you going back into this?
I'll wander over there, and I'm just like,
okay.
Oh, and I remember that I can let go, and I let go, and I have it do, so I don't have to awkwardly.
You don't have to hold it because it's it's a wind weapon. Okay, so you walk into the room, and you see the node itself. So I think, as I kind of described you guys on Discord, it's almost like a neural network in the void. So just imagine these strands of ether in the void, in the demiplane, that are coming off of the artificial component that's in the prime. So there's a box. Let's just say it's a box with a bell on top, and then all these tendrils of information are stringing out from it. In that neural network is also this disgusting slug-looking creature with like a sideways mouth and teeth and these big bulbous eyes, and he's yelling at Doc Steele to stop doing what he's doing. And you can see these massive, just hundreds and hundreds of tendrils or tentacles, whatever you want to call them, streaming off of it as well, and those are going off into the distance. So you know, just based on what you've seen already and the fact that he's yelling at Doc Steele, that this is probably Rizlig himself or itself.
I'm just wandering around the room, like swinging at the air.
So Erin comes in the room swinging, swinging her wind weapon at nothing, as far as you guys can tell, at nothing.
She's not threatening Anybody
Fuck
is she?
you.
No, she's not. No, she's not like swinging at the patients or anything like that.
No.
Just
like,
checking, making sure.
A few feet away from them because I made that mistake.
Because I will antidote you if you get doubts. I'll just shoot you from here.
Okay, so you it is going to take some time to get the node completely shut down, but you start working on it. Meanwhile, Priscilla, you are confident you can destroy this equipment once Doc Steele gives you the thumbs up that he's done, and then Aaron is wandering about the room swinging her weapon. Have at you! Look, she's yelling at this thing that you, having contact with the creature in the bell right now, you know that's who she's swinging at, but it's still pretty comical. Still pretty comical.
But we can't see her because we're in the room and it like curves down, like the hallway curves.
No,
where
she came
we're
in the
at.
room.
She came in. Yeah, she came back around into the room. Yeah. Okay. So that takes a couple minutes. Rizlig is basically.
By the way, I am trying to keep Rizlig engaged and distracted from Aaron so that he doesn't take any direct actions.
Right. Go ahead and
insulting him. So you think you're all powerful? It seems like you're not the only one. It seems like there shouldn't be too many all powerfuls because that wouldn't be all, would it?
Oh, you're a witty one.
Well,
you think that just because I can't touch you right now, that I can't reach out and touch your life in the future?
Probably
something
unlikely, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when I burn it.
Okay, and then about that point, he's like, it clearly realizes that it's being attacked by the wind sword, and mutters something about pesky creature, and takes a swing at. Why don't you roll first, Aaron, and we'll just go back and forth since it's just two of us.
Yeah, if I can do any assist for her, I do have something I would do.
Yeah, so you do have something you can do?
Yeah, it depends. If she starts getting hurt, I have a way to give her temporary hit points.
Oh, right on. Okay, got it. Okay. Roll to hit with your sword at disadvantage still. 7 or 8. Okay, no. Yeah, so between the neural net and the or between the node network that's kind of in there and the creature itself, you're having trouble targeting him specifically, and the fact that you're hopped up on high life is inhibiting your ability to affect it directly. But one of its pink tendrils snakes out at you and also misses.
Swing and a miss.
I'm assuming. So that's going to be, well, maybe not. Hold on. So that's a 13. Does 13 hit you?
My defense is 13.
It's 13. Okay. Well, then so it kind of like what are those? You remember the hand things that you get in the vending machines that are all sticky?
Oh, like the
grabby, sticky hands.
yeah.
It's kind of like that. So just under your body, and he's going to try and pull you back towards it if it manages to grapple you. But for damage wise or for edge wise, it's looks like 6 points of edge as it starts to siphon your life force away from you, and then it make a strength check, please. Starts to try and pull you back towards its body. Oh, easily. All right. So you don't budge. You can tell Aaron's like trying to resist something, but you don't see anything.
Let go.
Yeah.
You're gross.
Yeah. Let go. She starts physically swiping at herself, but there's nothing there.
How much longer before I get them off? Get all these guys off the machines?
It will be right now, actually. Yeah, so it's been a couple minutes since you started this. She comes into the room, starts fighting with nothing, and you can tell that he is a little preoccupied just based on the fact that you can still kind of see his face a little bit in the bell. But he's no longer trying to threaten you. He's doing something else.
So
You get
if
it
I have
shut
the-
down. Yep, you get it shut down. All of the drips have stopped, and you estimate that you are free to detach them from all the medical tubing and needles and stuff that are pinned in all of them.
And destroying the machine won't do anything to them anymore. So,
Right.
all right, Dr. Precious, it's up to you.
So now I should blow it up.
Break it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going
I-
to explode, but yes, you can
Yeah,
sabotage
yeah.
it to the point of destruction. Yeah.
Yes. I choose destruction.
Well done.
Okay. Yeah. So the nanobots, the skitterbots, all throughout the system in this node start basically tearing their way out. In the process, going through tubing and the shell of the system and everything, the smoke dissipates, or the smoke basically just turns into regular smoke under the bell. You lose your access, or your perception of the node itself. Pardon me.
Take
And
my
then
tap. And walk away.
nothing untoward other than the physical destruction of like a bunch of the tubes as these skitterbots are coming out of them. You don't notice any like major damage, but you're confident that it is in fact destroyed.
Cool.
Okay.
Marty is the first one I'm gonna go check on.
Okay, great. Vital signs are weak, but definitely still alive. You don't. I mean, just a quick assessment on his physical condition does not lead you to believe that he's in any imminent danger. Good grief, that's a lot.
Can I create like a communication device or anything, or like tap into like a communication device in here at all and call the
You just
cops?
destroyed it. You just destroyed the only communication device that's in here. And depends on what kind of communication you mean. Like, are you going to try and call somebody else, or?
I'm just gonna try and call the cops.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the only device that you had was just destroyed.
Oops.
Well,
That's
you
Wasn't
it was
know,
for the greater good. It's good.
I'll
This is
just
the- was it
send them
the
a
under-
note. They don't
the-
need to find us here anyways. That's a lot of
This is
questions.
the underground,
Underworks.
the underworks, the underworks. So I doubt there's a
Mhm.
lot of direct connections upstairs.
Yeah, for sure. Once you're ready to leave, you won't have any trouble retracing your steps back through here.
I'll just send them a note,
look,
an anonymous note.
With all this destroyed, is Aaron still fighting this in?
Aaron is, because that creature, Rizlig is physically here, just in the void. So you guys can't perceive it, but it is physically here. So once, however,
Precious?
the machine is destroyed. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
As the machine is breaking, Dr. Precious, if I remember right, didn't you have your bots able to see into the void? Maybe you could help Aaron with whatever she's fighting.
No, the only time they were able to see in the void is that one time when I gave them a little bit of a sample, and then they were able to connect. But like, they can't just like.
As it
Right.
happens.
It's great.
Do you need another sample? Because
If I was able to see in the void, my bots still couldn't hurt them though, because, or could they? Do you see what I'm saying?
Because you
'Cause
don't.
they're
Yeah, you don't have any sort of.
okay,
magic. Like
Magic.
they're either tech, but like they
all right,
like see what I'm asking, like
I understand.
because they're either tech.
Sure.
No,
Right.
I'm asking.
You are correct. You are correct. You would not be able to affect it.
Yeah.
With the equipment that you have.
So I just don't really know what the point of seeing the problem if I can't do anything about the problem.
No, that's perfectly fine.
It sounds really
Okay.
nasty.
I understand.
Take some high life. You got to see this guy. He's ugly.
I think I look around at the room at all the bodies and I'm like, I think I'm good.
I'll continue going to the people who need the help and making sure everyone is unplugged.
Yeah, I'll just try and free whoever I can free.
If you're looking at Roll20 now, you can see a picture of everything.
See what?
If you're looking at Roll20, if you're in Roll20, you can see a picture of it, of Rizlig.
Where's that?
Yeah, I'm like, where?
Oh, are you not on this? page? Oh, well, it would help if I put you on the right page. One memento.
It's like I'm definitely in roll 20. But...
Yep. Oh, now it's changing.
Tutorial roll 20.
Okay, so as soon as the equipment is, as soon as the node is destroyed, Rizlig is like, "This is for you, Aaron." Rizlig basically just becomes enraged and starts screaming and spewing tons and tons of as many insults as possible, as many revenge plots and I'll get you my pretty type context. Just completely off, unhinged, enraged, and slowly starts to like not disappear so much as leave, like goes off into the void, screaming, ranting, and raving. Lets go of you, and yeah, disappears or moves. You can, I suppose, go after it if you want. Yeah. So everybody that's in the room hears Aaron say, "Take that!" Puts her hands on her hips, and you are none the wiser to exactly what happened. You heard none of that.
Mm-hmm. I still don't see anything but a black screen, but that's just me.
Well, anyway. I think roll 20 just crashed for me.
Did roll 20 crash? Shame on them. Maybe a reload?
Yeah.
I did.
Huh.
Yeah, I reloaded it and now it's just white.
Now it's just white?
Yeah.
But any
regardless,
problem
I'll show you the picture. What's that?
Any problem getting the people on their feet?
Throw it on the Discord.
No. Yeah, I will here in a minute. No trouble at all. In fact, it's eerily quiet now because of your proximity, or because of your location underground and the thick walls in here, and there's not. Yeah, it's very quiet, very still. No trouble at all getting them up on their feet. Most of them come. The ones that are in good health come to within a few minutes. Marty is very drugged and fuzzy and needs a lot of help, but yeah, you're able to get him up.
I'll make sure that those who can function help the ones who can't, and we'll see if we can take the two that aren't moving with this.
Yeah, you could probably put them in the
in the gun
turret.
It's not going to be able to go up the ladders, but okay.
That's definitely true.
But yeah, just to get them out to the people so we can get their remains turned back to their families.
Sure.
Aaron.
I feel like that's not our responsibility, and maybe we should let the cops handle that.
The cops are going to have any trouble coming down here. We should get them at least to the surface.
Yes.
How are we going to carry a bunch of that doesn't even make any sense.
Between everyone, we can get them out, I'm sure. Aaron, are these two bodies that are no longer alive, are they still attached like husks, or are they safe?
Are they?
No. Nope. You see no signs of the tendrils anywhere.
Nah, he ran away because we're so scary, and he took his tendrils with him.
You were brave and of great use. You drove that thing off like, I'm sure it will never come back.
It will not.
Wonderful job. Then let's get these people back into a place so they can get the attention that they need.
Okay.
And on the way, maybe we'll find the colonel.
Aha. Did the colonel survive? That's the next question. All right. Yeah. So you guys, you go out, go through the offices, go through the main area where the zombies were.
Distribution area.
Get back. Yep. get back out into the sewers. As before, it takes you a little while to get back to the location of in the underworks where you met the guides that first time.
With Theo and Zeke.
Theo and Zeke, thank you. Yeah, you backtrack your way just fine. with this band of druggies and manage to make your way to the surface. You're back up in factory. You do have to, unless you come up with some way of accomplishing it, you're going to have to probably leave the bodies.
No, once we are back in the factory, I'm
Mhm.
gonna pull out my tab and get a hold of Detective Briggs
Okay. Yeah, that's
And-
easy.
and let him know where we are. Detective, we're at this location. We've got some people we've rescued. We've taken out this drug den, but you're going to need some help. And we're going to need some help. And you're going to need to set up a strike on at least 8 locations in the city where these are being distributed so you can stop this.
8 locations. That's outrageous.
Oh, and by the way, keep this information away from Connor Rowe. He seems to be involved in this.
Kana's in this? That's a heavy implication there, Doc.
We've got documentation to back it up.
Interesting. Well, yeah, that's Captain Rowe will be a hard one to pin down. That's I hope whatever you got is really solid.
We think it's very solid.
Well, I look forward to looking.
I mean,
at
I
it.
give him the list. I would give him the list of names that I have and be like, I mean, this list of names is everybody that's involved. So
Once he's here, we'll turn over all the evidence.
Got it. Okay. So that you do. Are you just gonna wait here in this location for
until the constables
No.
get called to the location? I suggest we wait.
No.
Why not? We can't leave these people we can't leave these people like this. They're vulnerable until the police get here. They're not.
Why don't we all leave?
Because these
the
people can't
location
make
of the crime.
These people can't leave. They're barely on their feet. And we are working with the police.
You guys did make it back
We're
up
not
to the
suspects.
surface. You guys did make it back up to the surface. So you're not in Underworks anymore. You made it back to Factory.
But aren't we like standing like literally in front of the door of like the thing? Or am I confused? Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's like...
no, you're not. So you
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, you are in front of the door in which your Wogan
that
friend
goes down to the
that
like...
goes down. Yeah. That's exactly where you're at right now. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if we just like go down the street a little bit, or to like a cafe or something that it doesn't look so suspicious, us crowded literally in front of the scene of the crime of the place we blew up, in case any of the other gang members, anyone wants to like walk on by and be like, "That's weird."
We can move down the street if it would make you more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide in the alley while you guys can stand out there and make whatever choices you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So you take him to you move down the street a little bit to a larger stair step porch where everybody can sit and recover and rest a little bit. Make that call, and then within, I mean, it is Factory, which is kind of the slums of the city, so it does take a little bit longer than what you're used to, but perhaps under 20 minutes, 16, 17 minutes later, people start showing up, including some medics and some constables from the city. And one of the guys takes charge of the situation. It is not Connor, not Captain Rowe.
It's not Detective Briggs.
Yeah. So he has not made it down yet. No. These were the first responders that were in the area, if you will.
Sure. And
from your experience, because you know that he's up in one of the precincts on the upper levels, so it would take him quite a while to get down here.
Yeah, I expected that. I give the medical information to the medics to help the people if that make it a little easier on them.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, we should take Marty back to his sister.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Don't the police need to talk to him?
I'm sure they'll be able to find him.
Okay. Yeah, they don't seem to even notice that that one of the guys that is walking off with you is one of the people that need attention.
Mm-hmm.
I just shrug my shoulders. I'm like, well, whatever.
Yeah, well, all right. Yeah. So Red Rita's Lounge is right here on the factory level, so it's your way there. It's pretty easy to get to.
Did we see Vol at all on the way out?
You
Or
did
did he
not.
take off?
You saw neither. Yeah. So Vol, once the gunfight started, he ditched you pretty quick.
I figured.
Yeah. So he was 100% in, getting past the guard, but as soon as the shots started going in that initial room with all the zombies, he bolted quick. You also did not see the colonel, but the positive, on a positive note, you did not see a body either. You do on your path going back up to the surface from Underworks. You do find a couple of husk corpses that have been knifed and otherwise mangled by somebody's hands So your assumption is that the colonel probably made it out.
Okay.
You go to Red Rita's lounge and bring Marty with you, and his sister is just overjoyed. Like, it takes her a second to even recognize him, because it's clear that he doesn't look the same that he did probably 2 weeks ago, last time she saw him. But as soon as she recognizes, she drops the tray that she's carrying, and she comes running over and gives him a big hug, and he's like, "Oh, easy." Still
He's
trying
gonna take a few days to rest.
He's still a little fuzzy, but she profusely thanks you, and even at one point, Rita herself comes out of the back offices and to figure out what all the commotion is about, and introduces herself, and she says, "Wow, that is quite impressive. The drug problem has
not quite fixed yet, but
the problem with this drug has really been growing in recent weeks, and it was concerning even me. So I'm quite glad that you were able to get to the bottom of it, if not completely handled just yet. Thank you very much."
Off the monster.
What's that?
Scared off the drug monster.
and
Monster.
I look at
drug
Aaron,
monster.
I'm like, and just I look at Rita and go, I think that the iron rats should be watched very closely.
Ah, the iron rats, indeed. Pests to the end, I see. Well, Cersei and I will have to have a chat about that at some point, I'm sure.
Cersei was not able to make it out of this. There may be a vacuum that will be filled.
She gives a big eyebrow raise and sort of a smirk, and she says, well, definitely making a splash in the city already, I see. Indicating you, of course, you guys.
I was like, it was accidental.
I'm sure that as with everything, the ripples will settle eventually. So she says, Rita says that you're welcome in this establishment for as long as your reputation holds in the city, and you don't bring any ill will from any external ill will. You're welcome here anytime.
Thank you. We do enjoy your menu.
So eventually the detective Riggs catches up to you, and just kind of wants all the information that you can provide on everything that happened. So he's very curious. Doesn't treat it as an interrogation so much as, but you can tell he's a cop. Like, the questions he's asking are very leading, and so what do you pass on to him?
Give him the ledger. Give him the list, the sign-in list of everybody.
But I'll have made a copy of that list before we turn it into him.
Naturally, yeah. Okay.
Did you? I'll give him the names that we got along the way. Let him know Cersei did not come through this. She seems to be deceased.
Poor thing.
He's like, that old hag, the Iron Rats, the leader of the Iron Rats. You knocked her off, huh? Interesting.
Not so much as there was an accident.
Accident. I hear you loud and clear. Right. He's like, well, that ought to be interesting. See what what those scumbags do after this.
I'll let him know how we got to their secret location of the cult, the I cult.
Okay.
If you need to go clean it out, they're probably all run by now, but there's some machinery in the back that should definitely be completely dismantled and destroyed.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, he's jotting down all these notes. You give him kind of directions through the underworks and down and past the sewers and out to this place. And he's like, "Oh yeah, of course, we'll get somebody on this right away." And he he rips the piece of paper off and folds it.
Do you have a division that takes care of threats coming from the void?
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah, absolutely.
There was an entity that was involved in this.
Entity. Interesting. Okay. Is that what's behind all this? What's that?
Claimed it was called Rizzling, and it was feeding on the life of the people, and that was draining them to these husk states, which then turned them into these shamblers that were attacking people. It was using this drug that was being manufactured and distributed by the Iron Rats to maintain its connection through the void for people so that it could feed on them. It complained and threatened and did all the things that those things tend to do, of course, and then once everything was broken, it left. But it could still be a problem in the future.
Yeah, as your description continues, his face just like his frown deepens and deepens every time. It just the disgust in his face is very prevalent, and he's like, that's disgusting. He was feeding on him. Oh my god, this place is so freaking weird. All right, so he's writing all this down in his notes. Rizzling. All right, got it. Okay, I'll send this to the boys upstairs. I don't know how to handle that void stuff, but I know that we got some people that can at least check it out. The Mathras fellas, they're always talking about how they can see into the void.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool there.
I know the feeling.
Honestly,
however,
with Rizzling gone, now High Life is just a cool way to see into the void. So, win-win.
But he's not gone?
He's gone. He's totally gone. You guys don't know.
You didn't see.
Considering it was threatening me in the future.
Floating body, yeah. I was like, I definitely saw the floating body. Yeah. But as I scootered past.
However, I think
floating bodies. What the heck did you guys do down there?
If you need any more information, or if your other division needs any more information, I'm more than willing to speak to them.
Yeah, I'll tap you if I need anything. For sure.
Sounds good.
For sure. Okay, well, you've done a great service to the city. He says this stuff like he's almost got it memorized. It's thank you very much, citizen, for your help to Renmark. You've really taken some stuff off the street. You're appreciated by the government, the Commonwealth, and all the powers of the syndicate, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Does that appreciation come with a monetary reward?
You'd have to take that up with my boss. I don't have any authority. You see, I don't have any authority to just write you a check or something. But I'm sure that there's a reward for the whereabouts and silencing of Cersei. That was a big problem and big thorn in our side for years. So if maybe there's something you can check out the precinct and see if there's a bounty on her head or something.
A reward of some kind. That would be good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. All right. And Janelle, right? Good grief. All the names.
Which one?
Marty's sister,
Clara,
is very thankful.
Clara.
And she said, yeah, right. And she's to the point where she's like offering her tips again. She's like, I can't thank you enough. She starts digging through her apron. She's like, I only got a few notes on me, but this is just the best day ever. You guys are the bee's knees.
Just make sure that we've got our seat when we come in, and that should be good enough.
Oh, I'll go write your name on the table right now.
Can I write my name?
What's that?
Can I write my name on the table?
Well, she was joking, but she's like, sure, you can. Yeah, you can
Well,
write your name on the table, hun.
It might not be good to damage.
I don't want my name anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Might not be good to damage.
Okay. If there's nothing else that you guys want to do, then that concludes High Life. You successfully thwarted the drug ring and knocked off the manufacturing location for the drug itself, and figured
Made
out
an
that
enemy of a void monster.
made an enemy of a self-proclaimed powerful void creature.
Yep.
And then figured out that High Life itself was basically a twofold, making the people twofold so that they could be fed upon.
I told you it was some weird evil beastie from the void.
You
I
did.
told
Yeah,
you.
this whole time you saw right through my ruse. All right, well, great. I appreciate you guys playing, and anybody who's watching, appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been a lot of fun for me, both for running this adventure again and for the play testing effect, if you will. Like I think I joked with the players offline a couple weeks ago, but I had never expected anybody to take the drug, and so that has been very entertaining.
Good going, Char.
Adapting to that play style, adapting to that problem. I guess I hesitate to call it a problem because it's been quite fun, but it's been fun to include stuff like that. And then through the process of this game, as well as discussions with other people at Gamehole Con, for example, this last week, coming up with some new ideas for how the setting could set itself apart, specifically with the Aether Tap we just talked about and the nodes, and kind of the I hate to compare it to a computer network, but that's kind of what it is. The data stores, if you will, that we'll put into the setting as well. So thank you again to my players and to everybody watching. I will go around the room real quick, and you can do your outros. I'll start, Milynn. I'm going to start with you, so just get ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
I'm Milynn Moon. I have been playing tabletop RPGs for a long time and doing shows. And you can find me streaming on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you can find me everywhere else at Milynn Moon. So, yeah.
Doc?
I'm Kyle Vogt, and again, you can find me pretty much everywhere as Kyle Vogt, except for Instagram, which is kyle.vogt. And lovely amount of time we had together. Hopefully you'll see us again. Maybe this game, maybe another game, but be sure to check us out.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And are you playing on the other stream? Aren't you playing? No, I'm sorry, you're on YouTube, GaryCon YouTube, but aren't you playing the other game with?
The Akarim game
With Keith, yeah.
No, I popped in to fill in for Keith since he was unavailable, so I was guesting on that show.
You
But
were
you
guest
can see me.
player.
You
Gotcha.
can see me on the episode when I showed up for a quick second to cause all kinds of fun.
That's great. Okay, and then last but not least, Char.
Charlotte Irrgang. Irregardless is our graphic design company, and speaking of the folks at Beetle and Grimm earlier, they're launching a Kickstarter for their own card game called Rings of Chaos. And Rob and I did the graphic design on that. And so you should go sign up to be notified and check it out and all that good stuff.
Fun.
Yeah, we had a bit of a rundown at Gamehole Con. It looked like it was a lot of fun.
And of course,
Looks like it's a lot
our
of fun.
Colonel, who's not here.
Yes, I said last but not least, but not really. Last present person. The Colonel was played by Erik Wahlberg, who is a streamer on Gen Con TV as well as other places, including oh my gosh, his dad jokes. What's it called?
And Dragons.
Dad Jokes and Dragons.
Dad Jokes and Dragons. Good grief. If you haven't figured it out watching me on this stream, I'm terrible with names. Like, names are my nemesis all the time, so it's always difficult for me to recall stuff like that for some reason, unless I say it to myself like 100 times, and eventually I'll get it. But
Eric was saying, make sure to check out Dad Jokes and Dragons on TikTok. That's where he's trying to get more attention. So go visit.
Yep. Yeah. So it's posted there. Nightbot finally woke up. So Erik Wahlberg at Dad Jokes and Dragons on TikTok, as Kyle said. Okay, and I'm Matt Everhart. I'm the designer of Strange and Grim through Luke Guy Gaxx's company, Gaxx Worx.
You're going to be doing stuff at GaryCon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've got, right now we've got 6. We're going to be running High Life 3 times, and then another adventure 3 other times for Strange and Grim specifically. Gaxx Worx will also be running tables all weekend long with Luke's Akaram setting as well. So we've got tons of games, tons of swag if you sign up and play. So yeah, check that out at GaryCon coming up in March. All right. With that, I think that's the end.
Yeah.
So we will say I will say congratulations to players. Thanks again, and we will say goodbye to you for now. And yeah, have a great evening.
Have a good one.